Welcome back, everybody. Now today I'm taking a look at the Ray-Ban stories. These are a collaboration between Ray-Ban and Facebook. It has 2 integrated cameras, 3 microphones, and 2 speakers that allow you to take photos, take video, listen to music, take phone calls, all that within your sunglasses. But are they worth a $300 price tag? Let's find out in today's video. Well, here I am in Warner Robins, Georgia for the first time since I was 12 years old, testing out these Ray-Ban sunglasses. Some of this video is going to be back in Las Vegas, some is going to be here, so I'm going to kind of mix and match depending on what I'm talking about. But these sunglasses are kind of interesting. They have 2 cameras, 3 microphones, they have a touchpad over here for controls, and they've got speakers above your ears to listen to music and take phone calls. Before I start with the review itself, let's flash back to my unboxing back in Vegas and see how that went. All right, so if all goes well, this is going to be a flashback from when I'm in Georgia. Hopefully it goes well. Let's take a look at these and crack them open. All right, so we got the Wayfarer's Ray-Ban stories, a collaboration between Ray-Ban and Facebook. I paid $2.99 plus tax for these, not cheap. I do believe you have to have a Facebook account to set these up, and also there's an app that requires a Facebook account as well. On the box it says it has the glasses, the charging case, USB-C cable, and pouch. Oh, here we go, all right. Now this is the charging case that serves as a case and as a charger for the glasses. First thing you gotta do is download the Facebook View app. I believe the View app is available for Android and iOS, so nobody's left out of that unless you're using an old Windows phone. Now for the star of the show here, let's see what we got. And, oh yeah, let's take a look at these here. All right, there we go. Should I just put them on to see how they look as regular sunglasses? All right, well, they feel a little bit, maybe a little bit thicker than the typical Wayfarers that I have, but not much. It feels pretty good. It looks like normal sunglasses. Of course, it is nighttime in here, so probably isn't a good test for it. Looks like we've got dual 5-megapixel cameras here, which can shoot photos and take, I believe, up to 30 seconds of video. A light comes on the outside to notify others that you're recording, and I believe there's one on the inside that notifies you when you're recording as well. I believe there's 4 gigabytes of internal storage, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi compatible. Maybe an important feature to note is that it's not waterproof. There are 3 microphones and there are touch-sensitive controls. Charging case itself, you just plug it in right here. There are built-in speakers that go over the ear. It allows you to listen to music and take phone calls. So what I'm going to do is familiarize myself with the feature of this before I really get too deep into it. Next step is to read it over, acquaint myself, get started, and then show you how it works. That's next. These came out in the summer of 21, and I actually ordered them right when I heard about them, and I've been using them for about a month now. So what I did back in Vegas was I gave you a quick update after using them for a week. So let's flash back to my 1-week update, and then I'll catch up to now when I've been using them for a full month. Got kind of a few miscellaneous observations about the Ray-Ban stories. First of all, I've noticed sometimes when I go to put them on, I accidentally hit the button on the side and music starts playing. It's kind of startling when you're not expecting music to be on there. I also sometimes when I'm taking it on and off, end up hitting the button, and if it's recording or taking a picture, it's right where you would take them off at. So this button sometimes gets in the way and you push it down. I figured by now I'd be used to it and I avoid it, but it hasn't happened. I'm still hitting that button when I take them off, or hitting the play button, or both. Something else to consider is if you go inside or into a dark area and you're listening to music and you go to take your glasses off, your music session's over. That's an example. I didn't mean to touch it, and music was blasting. As I was saying, if you're outside and you're listening to music and you go either into the shade or indoors and you take your glasses off so you can see better, your music listening session is over. I still haven't quite got used to the pause, play, skip, and the volume slider. Sometimes when I'm trying to adjust the volume, I hit pause. Sometimes when I'm trying to hit pause, I adjust the volume. It's taking longer to get used to than I thought it would. I'm still trying, but it's not that intuitive. I feel like the controls may be a bit too sensitive. If you're listening to music and record a video, the music will pause while it's recording. My main complaint about the music is that it doesn't have very much bass at all. It's very mid-rangey and trebly. Another thing I've noticed is that you cannot record video while you're on a phone call. Not that you would, but if you want to multitask, you can't do it with these glasses because you can either talk on the phone and record a video, not both at the same time. While I'm sitting here, how about some video of where I'm sitting? How's the audio? Look at that. A friend is joining us. still recording, isn't it? I see the light up there. There is a tone when it starts recording and stops recording video. That tone is different than the photo tone you get. The photo tone is more like a shutter from a camera. All right, so let's flash back to Georgia. I'm not sure if I'm flashing forward or flashing backward. I'm flashing somewhere. But let's flash back to Georgia and see how it's going there. These sunglasses themselves have pretty basic controls. There's a button on top of the right-hand frame. There's also a touchpad that their instructions seem to show it easy to see, but in reality, you can't really see it at all. So if you want to take a photo, you hold the button down. If you want to take a video, you press the button and let it go quickly. The video only goes for 30 seconds. To me, it seems like you should press the button once for a photo and hold it down for a video, but it's the opposite of that. I'm not really sure why they did that, but that's how it is. As far as music controls go, let me show you how the music controls really work and how touchy they really are. I'm still kind of on the fence about them. I still haven't really got them down even after a month, so they're kind of difficult, but here's how they work in a more close-up view. Now, the instructions show a clearly defined touchpad, but that's not really the case. You can see that you can't really tell where the touchpad's at, so you kind of have to get used to where to touch it at. I've got my music player up here. It's paused. So let me try to play the music here. All right, it worked. It is playing. Okay, good. Let me pause it. And that worked too. Now the volume is supposed to be able to touch and drag, which sometimes works. As you can see, it's working right now. Sometimes I end up hitting play or pause. So I found actually sliding my finger from off the touchpad onto it seems to work a little bit better. Let me try to skip. See, it just paused. Now adjust the volume. So you can see it's very touchy. I mean, I can get to work sometimes, but other times it just seems like the controls are not very responsive. Sometimes I try to hit pause, adjust the volume. Sometimes I try to adjust the volume and it pauses. Sometimes nothing happens. I'm not real impressed by the touchpad. Sometimes I just pull my phone out of my pocket and control it that way because this is just too much to fuss with. Now, as a music player, I've been using this every single night when I play ball with Bailey outside. I'm a bit on the fence about it as a music player because there's almost no bass whatsoever. Now, inside the house, it sounds great, but you don't have your sunglasses on inside, so it kind of defeats the purpose. Outside, I don't really pick up much bass, so I'm a little bit disappointed in how the bass sounds. Now, I should say that when I first got this, I was always taking photos and videos on accident. I have a lot of pictures of my hand, or so when I set the glasses down. In fact, here's a few of those over here to show you what it looks like. There's a lot of palm of my hand pictures when I would take them off like this. I don't do it as much as I used to, so I've actually gotten used to not grabbing it where this button's at, but my first instinct was I would always take them off like this and press the button. It takes some getting used to. I think I'm finally used to that as well. Although I do still sometimes accidentally play music when I'm taking them off or putting them on, and it's kind of jarring when you put your glasses on and loud music's playing that you weren't expecting. What I find interesting is that these are called the Ray-Ban stories, but most stories on social media are in vertical, but this actually films in a 1200 by 1200 square format. Here's actually how some video looks in the raw, uncropped version, which is the square format. I'll film it right now. You can see beautiful Warner Robins. Well, I'm on the edge of town right now, but this is what it looks like. At least I came here on a nice, clear, sunny day, right? The case itself doubles as a charger. It uses a USB-C connection. The case can give you about 3 charges worth for the glasses. The glasses will last about 3 hours for nonstop use and up to about 5 or 6 hours with occasional use. It takes about an hour to charge the glasses, and the glasses will hold, I think, 50 30-second videos or 200 photos. There is video stabilization in the glasses themselves. I posted some examples on social media. There seemed to be a difference of opinion whether that stabilization was good or not. I'm gonna walk down there and then run down there, and I'll show you what it looks like walking and running, and you can tell me if you think it's good or not. It definitely works, but is it good? I'm not sure. All right, this is the audio and video from the glasses as I'm walking. Hopefully it looks stabilized. And now, how about a little jog? Okay, I'm just jogging. How does it sound too? Because I got my microphone going. Hopefully it reduces some of the wind on there as well. All right, here's the stabilization test of walking. See how the walking looks. In my few tests I've done so far, it's worked pretty well. Here's the walking stabilization test. Time for the running one. See if this works as well. And how does the sound when I'm running? Should be okay. There are 3 microphones in the Ray-Ban Stories glasses. I've probably taken about 20 phone calls with these glasses. When the phone rings, all you do is tap the touchpad one time and it answers the phone. Everybody that I've talked to has said they sound really good. Some people actually said it sounded better than my phone. So the audio quality is quite good. All the video that I'm showing you shot from the Ray-Bans, I'm using the audio at the same time as well. The audio I'm quite happy with. Everybody that I've spoken with has never even noticed I was on my sunglasses instead of my phone. So I think the microphones do a great job. How about a quick microphone test? In the microphone as I look at these big trees here. We don't have trees like this in Nevada. We have palm trees. We don't have all this foliage, which is kind of nice. Do you hear the bugs in the background? Of course they stopped as soon as I stopped talking. I think the sound is actually quite good. I think. What I'm gonna do next is show you a split screen. I'm gonna have iPhone audio and video on one side, Ray-Ban Stories audio and video on the other side, and I'll switch back and forth and you can tell me what you think. I guess I kind of hold it like this, so you can kind of move around. I don't know how else to really do it, so I'm just gonna kind of hold it next to my glasses and hopefully it looks good. All right, we are walking. I have the iPhone and the glasses in the same spot. First up, I'm gonna try the iPhone. How does the iPhone look? Does the iPhone look good? How does it sound? The iPhone's pretty close to my mouth too. Now the Ray-Ban glasses, I'm going to switch to those. How does the Ray-Ban Story sound? Does it pick up the traffic in the background? Does my voice sound real bassy, or is it real trebly, or does it sound pretty good? Look at all these big trees here. When I first started testing these out and people found out they were a collaboration with Facebook, the first thing I heard was, I don't trust Facebook, I don't trust Mark Zuckerberg with my privacy. Well, I mean, a lot of people have the Facebook app on their phone, so if you're worried about being tracked, you're already being tracked with the Facebook app. But there are some security issues that people were concerned about, not just about with the glasses necessarily tracking you, but about filming other people in public. There is a little tiny white light that shows up when you're filming. I just turned the music player on. I just turned the music player on. As I was saying, it's very touchy, but there is a white light that appears that supposedly alerts people around you that you're filming. It would be easy to cover that if you're someone who's trying to film without being noticed. And I also have filmed outside and nobody seems to notice me filming with that little tiny white light. But as far as the security goes, one thing that people are worried about is if you lose your glasses, is someone going to be able to pair them up with their phone and get all your data? That's not the case. It only pairs with one Facebook account. If you lose it and someone tries to pair it with theirs, it automatically wipes the data off the glasses. So that's something that at least I guess is a consolation prize to those who are worried about security. As far as physical security of the glasses go, they're not waterproof at all. If it starts raining here, I'm in trouble because these are not waterproof whatsoever. There is the integration with Hey Facebook. You can say, hey Facebook, take a photo. It actually just did that right now. So it just did it. But not everybody wants to have the Facebook assistant installed. I understand that. I don't really use it that much, although apparently I have it installed because it just did that. Even though it's supposed to be kind of intuitive as far as it falling in your eyes, there's a bit of an adjustment as far as moving your head around. So I'm still kind of adjusting to making sure that my head moves smoothly when I'm filming with these. Something else I've noticed, if you have a hat on, sometimes the cameras will pick up the hat, which I'm assuming this is going to happen here. And it's actually starting to rain, and these are not waterproof, so I better get inside before it starts raining harder. I am really trying to present pros and cons to this, and while I will say that it's taken some getting used to, although I am finding myself starting to use it more and more, even not as part of this video, just because it's kind of convenient to have your camera built in. Although sometimes I leave it off and you have to wait. It's kind of a long boot up process, maybe 30 seconds. So if you want to take a quick picture, you got to boot your glasses up and it takes a while. So that's something else to consider as well. But what I thought I'd do right now is flash to a kind of a quick montage of my visit here to Warner Robins, which I haven't been to since I was 12 years old. It's completely different. I filmed a few of the sites that I remember when I was a kid. So this will give you a good idea of what you can do with the Ray-Bans glasses as far as filming goes. So let's flash back to that and then wrap this thing up with the pros and cons. Eating Bojangles for only the second time in my life somewhere in Georgia. Of course, it's at nighttime. I had to put my glasses on. Should be good though. This is Shirley Hills Elementary School, where I went to 2nd through 6th grade. Russell Elementary School, where I went to 1st grade. This is the fountain pool. When I was young, it was called the Dry Lake Pool. I almost went here if I'd lived here long enough, but I went to a lot of the games across the street. In addition to the pros and cons I've kind of mentioned throughout the video, it's kind of hard to vlog with this because you're never really in the video itself unless you take your glasses off and film yourself like that. I mean, who's going to take their glasses off and do that? These aren't really made for selfies, but how do I look? And I can actually see the light on right there. It's kind of weird taking your sunglasses off to take a selfie, but that's what it is. It would be really nice if you could have a live preview on your phone so you can see what you're actually seeing in your glasses. I mean, obviously down the road, hopefully you actually have a live preview in your glasses, but there's no real live preview. You're not 100% sure if you got the shot, if you got the photo. So that's something they hopefully can work on in the future. But there are a lot of pros to it. It's actually very convenient. I actually kind of like the phone feature more than I thought I would. The music player, maybe it's lacking a bit on the bass, but it's actually quite convenient to have it playing in your sunglasses. Although I find the controls a bit difficult, so I sometimes just pull my phone out of the pocket and control my music player with my phone instead of the glasses themselves. The app is actually pretty bare bones, but it's quite effective as well. You can actually set an option so it automatically downloads them onto your phone when it downloads from the glasses. I use that so I don't have to download to my app and then download to my phone, so it's automatic. So I think the app it's pretty simple, but it's pretty good. There's even some filters in there. I haven't messed around with those too much, but there are a few filters if you're interested. Overall, I would say that they're pretty fun. The geek factor is real. Everybody I've showed them to thinks they're pretty cool. I'm going to continue to use them. I do like them. I think it's a good companion to have in a phone, but I don't think it's a full replacement for it. The 30-second limitation, I hope gets lifted with a software update at some point because 30 seconds is kind of short. But overall, I think that if you like what you see in the advertising, you'll probably like the Ray-Ban stories. If you're worried about Facebook privacy, you may not. There's definitely some limitations, but it's a technology that's kind of new and emerging. I do think it's going to progress over time. I actually like them, but I don't know if I would have paid $300 for them if I wasn't doing this review. But if you've tried the Ray-Ban stories, tell me what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time. All right, we are walking. I have the iPhone and the glasses in the same spot. First up, I'm going to try the iPhone. How does the iPhone look? Does the iPhone look good? How does it sound? The iPhone's pretty close to my mouth.